What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to all my subscribers. We're growing every single day. I can't wait till I get to 1,000 or more so I can go ahead and go live and talk to everybody. Do me a favor, run those likes up, drop comments. Even if you don't know what to put as a comment, a thumbs up, a smiley face. I do respond to 99.9% of my comments. All that stuff really helps me grow on here. If you want to throw me a donation, my Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. Not here begging. I do work. Just throwing that out there because some people want to, show love and show support. I'm gonna jump in this video. The video is homeless women advantages and disadvantages. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I am homeless. I do live in my car. There's times I've lived on the street without a car as well. If you want to know why I'm homeless, I have videos about that. If you enjoy this content, maybe subscribe and check my other stuff out. But nonetheless, homeless women advantages and disadvantages. Well, it's going to be pretty easy to talk about the advantages and disadvantages. I mean, a lot of them are kind of common sense. A lot of them aren't. But I'm going to jump in here, and you guys are going to, I think you guys are going to enjoy my perspective on this stuff. So, rock with me on it, right? So, fighting, are women, are most women stronger than men? No. That's a disadvantage right there, right? But let me back up a little bit. Let's talk about the advantages first. I think that will catch you in, and you're going to want to stay for the whole video to find out everything else. So one of the biggest advantages is it doesn't matter how ugly they are. It doesn't matter how nasty they are. There are people out there that want to help women over men. That's the bottom line. Of course, they may, in more cases than not, they want something in return for that. They post on Craigslist, they post on Facebook, they're looking for somebody to clean their house a little bit and give them the girlfriend experience, right? So that's straight up. I know that a long time ago, I was homeless when I had a different car. This is a long time ago. I'm homeless, and I was out of gas, and I was out there at a gas station asking people to help me out at the time. I was out there for 2 hours. Nobody gave me anything. I see one of my friends who was homeless at the time as well, and his girlfriend. I told him, hey man, I'm striking out. I can't get no gas, and like my car wouldn't even turn on. I'm stuck at the gas station pump. His girlfriend goes ahead, and within, like, no exaggeration, 3 or 4 minutes of asking people, she came back with a $20 bill. That is a huge advantage. It really does seem like, in my experiences, that people are more willing to help a woman out, and I can understand why. Maybe people look at the women and think, hey, that could be my mom, that could be my sister, or they deal with a whole lot of crap, and they do. But the bottom line is the same stuff that can happen to women on the street that happens to men all the time as well. Don't think that you can't, like, that stuff doesn't happen. Men get propositioned. Bad things happen to men constantly as well. But I guess one of the advantages is that there's more people that are willing to give help. I guess it touches their heartstrings more. I'm not here to explain why. I'm just here to explain my point of view. My point of view is yeah, people are more generous to help a woman out. Straight off the top. It doesn't matter how ugly or nasty or I mean, to talk about it. There's women out there that all right, like, have you ever seen videos of Kissington that opened a homeless market? There's women on there that have, like, flesh-eating diseases all over their arms, and bones and maggots and parasites hanging out of them, and they're still getting picked up. You know what I'm saying? They get picked up, and they look like they look really, really bad. So advantage is that that, let's say, for example, they weren't that far gone with, like, bones sticking out and maggots eating on them and stuff. There's people on the internet and people in person. Sometimes it's just a lonely old man who just wants some company and stuff like that. So I don't pass judgment on anybody. If a woman decides to do that kind of stuff, that's what they do. Most of the time, if they land on the streets, that's sooner or later, that's what ends up kind of happening, for the most part, right? But they have they have a lot of options where and it's not like it's like a great option. It's not like it's like a shot in the dark. I mean, it's not like it's like, hey, this is a winning ticket. You never know who the hell those people are, man. Like, even if somebody's being genuine and saying, hey, like, like for me example, right? I've had a couple comments like, hey, if you're in the North Carolina area, come on through, right? You know, I'll help you out. I'll help you out, AlienAscend, and that really does touch my heart and stuff. But you got to remember, I don't know you like that. You know what I mean? I'm happy to get, you know, love and support and compliments and good advice and tips on here. And you guys get to know me because I'm authentic and real and honest on here. But you got to remember that there's a huge part of me that, you know, that can differentiate, you know, like me in front of a camera. I don't let people get close to me. If somebody walked up to me right now and said, hey, here's the keys to, you know, my beautiful house, it's a mansion, you can go ahead and live there with me, I couldn't accept it, because I don't know that person. I could go in there and I could literally be tied up, I could be assaulted, I could have the chances of somebody doing something nice to me like that without having an alternative motive doesn't compute in my head. I've been in enough bad situations to you know, like if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is, you know, that kind of thing. And you know, that's just the way that you know, that's the way I am. But you know, if another thing is you know, women, so that's an advantage. Another advantage is and I don't pass any judgments. I'm just saying some of the things that women do or they can do. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that a woman can do as well is be a surrogate mother. We're talking lots and lots of money here. We're talking like $250,000, you know, $250,000, you know, to be a surrogate mother. If they're already pregnant, you know, upwards of that amount as well. Going to, you know, let's say for example, you know, a 2-woman couple or a 2-man couple, you know, somebody, and people that and there's all sorts of stuff that can be negotiated with that crap, as far as I understand. That stuff is literally like, you know, all medical stuff paid for. If you're on the streets, you know, they'll get you your own place, or they'll get you a nanny, all that stuff in hopes to, you know, for them to be able to adopt that kid for you, because they can't sell it, because that would be slavery. But there's lawyers and stuff like that are involved, where, so let's say for example you were thinking about being a surrogate mom, and they said, you know, we'll give you $50,000 for you know, for this. No, we'll buy you a car. We'll get you a trailer for $50,000. I'm just throwing, you know, for instances. If all that stuff goes in your name and you decide to change your mind at the last minute, I'm pretty sure there's nothing that can happen to you. You know what I mean? From my understanding, it doesn't matter, you know, what race or anything like that. I have heard that, you know, like, let's say for example, it was going to be, you were white and the baby was going to be white, worth way more money. You know, it's because, and the reason for that is because they want, like, the people that are adopting or, you know, paying that kind of money, they're white themselves, and because they're white themselves, they want it to look as natural and normal as possible, I imagine, right? That is incredibly, you know, an incredible advantage. Whether the woman decides to do it or not, that's up to them. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what it feels like to give birth or give life. I have no children. You know what I mean? I have no idea, but I know it does sound pretty good. If I was a woman, would I do it? Probably. Absolutely, probably. I mean, you know, so I don't pass in judgment. But then again, I'm not a woman, so, you know, it's easy for me to say, what would I do, right? You know what I mean? But I don't pass any judgments. So another advantage of, you know, being a woman and being homeless is being a, you know, if they chose to be a lot lizard. A lot of this stuff is, you know, whether they decide to do it or not, that's up to them, like I've said before, but they have those options, right? And I have no idea what, you know, like I said, I don't pass in judgment. I have no idea what that would feel like, because when I'm not a woman, you know, all that crap. But yeah, they have the option to be a lot lizard. If you're not sure what that is, I don't know what to tell you. It's Google, so read between the lines. Some of them make a lot of money. I mean, you know, from watching some of the stuff on YouTube, like what goes on in Kensington and stuff like that, man. There's women on there like that are, you know, literally like I had described, you know, bones sticking out of their arms and like maggots and deformed and really bad, you know, flat out disgusting, and just really, really bad, right? You know, they have some really bad habits, and they're pulling in, you know, 600 to 1,000. The ones that are not like that are pulling in more. You know, think about it. You know, what would a guy have to do on the street to make $1,000 a day? You know, and it's a lot different too. Just so you know, like, people can go ahead and say, wait a minute, you know, guys could do be a lot lesser too. If you're straight, there is no option. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't matter if you paid me, tried to offer me 10 million, 10 billion, anything like that. Can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it. You know, it wouldn't matter that, you know, you can't change. I have to live with myself at the end of the day, and that no amount of money is worth it. And I would probably say 99% of all straight dudes would feel the same way and say the same thing. You know, I mean, it's just how we are. We're not wired for it. At least I'll speak for myself. I'm not wired for it, and wouldn't. However, could it be an option if they wanted to? I guess so, right? I guess so, but it doesn't compute. So another advantage and option that they have is doing that. They're able to walk in stores with purses, backpacks. You know what I mean? Homeless. If you're not in a vehicle, you know, carrying your backpack and carrying stuff around, instant red flag. A lot of stores will tell you no, don't come in here with it, or you got to put it into customer service. Women could walk inside there with a backpack and with a purse. And that purse could look like it has a lot of air inside of it, and it'd be empty, and then it gets filled inside the store when they leave. That's an option. So boosting, they have an advantage on boosting. They have you know, they can run game and manipulation. You know, there's not many you know, like, it's not, I'm trying to make it not where it's, you know, man versus woman type thing. I'm trying to make it where it's like, what you know, what are the, like, keeping it simple, what are the advantage for women? So the chances are for a man is, are they going to get a sugar mama? No. In my opinion, can any woman get a sugar daddy? Yeah. I mean, it all depends on the quality of that sugar daddy, though. Like, you know, I would imagine the prettier you are, the more healthier you look, the cleaner you are, probably the higher you know, like, higher up the ladder you go. But however, it doesn't matter, because unfortunately, that's just the way the world works. There's people out there that do that, you know what I mean? And I don't control that crap, but I do know that it goes on, and it is a reality. That's some of the advantages off the top. I'm going to talk about disadvantages, and if more advantages pop on, I'll talk about that, so please stay with this whole video. Disadvantages. You're gonna have a lot more people talking to you, and like I said about you know, people being generous, like, you know, giving you gas money and stuff like that. However, you're gonna have a very harder time differentiating who's being real and who's not. I would assume that everybody's out to get you, because that's how I am. And what I mean by everybody's out to get me, like, I don't let people get close to me, you know, within 3 to 6 feet. You know, nobody's really gonna ask me, you know, like, hey, how was your day today, and stuff like that. I also make it a point to not look homeless. You know, so, you know, nobody should really, you know, I imagine, I hope nobody assumes that right off the top of the bat. You know, even living in my car is not filled with a bunch of crap. I have a video where I actually did a full tour on it, so, you know, if you're interested about how my setup is, you can watch that video. But yeah, you're gonna get a lot more people talking to you, and you know, nobody's gonna let you know what their intentions are before doing it. You're gonna have to be able to read people and read situations and use your best abilities, right? So with that being said, might as well just imagine everybody's out to get you. They're not talking to you because you know, they admire, you know, you're a heroic person. You know, they admire, you know, your stance on life. They value your opinion about something. No, they want something from you. You know, and they're not going to let you know that they want to hurt you. Some of your worst enemies in this world will be people that were once friends with you, and they became your enemy because whatever happened was a falling out, and, you know, that's just another part of life. However, if somebody walked up to you and told you what their intentions were, like, hey, my intentions is to, when you're not looking, steal your money, you wouldn't let that person around you. So they're going to be doing the finesse game, and the finesse game is you know, like, you know, hey, when you get in that car, I'll watch after, you know, I'll watch out for you. I'll write down the license plate. If you pull on this street right here, I'll make sure nothing goes bad to, you know. And you start thinking, wait a minute, I got a friend, I got somebody, you know. Now it's not so hard for me to do whatever you're doing, right? And then, you know, maybe you know, you buy him a cheeseburger, maybe you give him a couple bucks. You know, like, you know, he watched out for you, now you're watching out for him. And then he's really watching how much money you're making that day. And then he can get one of his buddies, you know, like, you know, I don't want to talk about how all the ways you could set somebody up, but there's literally countless ways to set somebody up, and it happens all the time. And it's a disadvantage because you have so many people coming to you. How do you know who's you know, really being your friend? If everybody's being really friendly and doing something nice for you and helping you out, you're going to lower your guard. You know, some people will lower their guard, and when you lower your guard, that's when it happens. You know, the punches that knock you out are the ones you don't see, according to Mike Tyson and stuff like that. So, and they're professional fighters, so I would trust what they say. Another disadvantage is that with you having the ability to make a lot more money, a lot of people will assume you have money, and they'll run up on you. Another disadvantage is that in most cases, men are stronger and bigger than women. There are some crazy guys out there, 100%, and you know, you gotta watch after yourself, and it's not easy. You know, if for a guy it's not easy, most of the time we get outnumbered. You know, most of the time it's outnumbered, and they got something else other than their hands. You know, women, it's the same thing. You know, it's very, very, very dangerous out there. It's not to be played with. I mean, those are some of the advantages and disadvantages that first jump right into me, but I want you to picture this. Let's say that a woman's not homeless, right? Let's say a woman just wants to be a multi-millionaire. So, like, I'm just going to talk about advantages that women have, right? If they're halfway decent, they could literally be on the internet and, you know, finding sugar daddies and stuff like that. If they're halfway decent, they could still be a lot lizard and doing stuff on the internet and having their own house. If they rake in $1,000 average a day, which according to those numbers is not very hard to obtain, you know, from what I've seen on the internet and what I've seen in person and you know, experiences. That's and let's say they work only 300 days out of the year. That's $300,000. Let's say that they had 2 children and they decided to be surrogates to both those, and got $150,000, you know, to be a surrogate for each situation. That's $600,000 that they just made. You know, I have no idea what it entails, the emotional and physical aspects of that. I don't know. I don't know that at all. But there's women out there that do it. You know what I'm saying? And if they didn't want to go that far, there's literally, you know, almost any woman could go ahead and do a spicy page, or do spicy films, stuff like that. I don't want to make it about men and women, but you know, I will show, you know, like, you know, mostly men watch my channel, so it's no thing. You know that you know, a man making a spicy page isn't gonna do anything. You're not gonna make any money. You know, it's also, if you're a straight dude, that stuff doesn't compute in your head. You wouldn't do it or anything like that. There's just you know, and I'm not here being a victim, saying, you know, being a victim or being jealous over it. I'm just saying, you know, there's advantages. You know, there's certain advantages and disadvantages. Same thing for guys. You know, like if somebody's hiring to you know, do a concrete job, and they need somebody to pick up a bunch of concrete bags, are they going to choose you know, a 120-pound woman, or are they going to you know, pick a 200-pound man? You know, there's you know, there's odds and evens with all that stuff. So I'm not saying I wish I was a woman. I'm happy to be a man. I'm definitely happy to be a man. I don't want those advantages at all. However, if I was a woman, I would definitely be tempted to do a lot of that stuff. I mean, I don't see why not. But my opinion could very well change, because I don't know what that feels like. So I am I don't want to be biased. You know what I mean? I just want to be honest and genuine. I also want to tell everybody, you know, Happy New Year, goodbye 2023, hello 2024. Everything is going good with me. The sickness is like kind of like it's already at the tail end. It's basically like I got sinus pressure, so if I sound a little nasally, that's what's going on. I encourage everybody who's this is the first time watching it, if you've already got this far, to watch my other videos. Please hit all the like buttons and you know, drop comments. And if you want to shoot me a donation, my Cash App is the same as my YouTube. I'll link it in the description, AlienAscend, and thank you so much.